One of the biggest, hugest, most devastating mistakes that I see parents particularly make is being so focused on their kids' education that they put that ahead of their recovery. We have this saying in recovery. We tell it to our patients or, here at meetings and stuff like that. And the saying is, whatever you put in front of your recovery is going to be the first thing that you're going to lose when you lose your recovery. So if you say something to yourself, if you're an addict or alcoholic, and you say, well, I really need to be home with my family in the evening, so I can't get to meetings. Guess what's going to happen when you lose that recovery because you didn't go to your meetings and you relapse? Family's going to be out. You're going to lose your family. Or if you say, I can't do X, Y, or Z, I can't go to treatment because I got this job. Guess what's going to happen when you can't get your stuff together? You're going to lose that job. So the reason I'm telling you that is, even as a family member, I need for you to understand your loved one's recovery needs to be not just their priority, but your priority. And I know in a normal world, education is the most important thing and you're worried about it for your kid. Well, you ain't in a normal, regular world anymore. This is a whole different ballgame. Education, everything else is second to recovery. Okay, so it's safety first, recovery second, everything else after that doesn't matter what it is. So many parents are just so worried because maybe their kid's a young adult and they're already really behind, and they're worried because they know their kid feels bad because their peers are ahead, or they've lost time in school and everyone else is getting married or graduating or whatever, and they're not. I get it, and it sucks and it's painful, but do not rush them back into school. If they're in college, what I can tell you is traditional college life or traditional high school life and recovery do not mix. It's not because everyone at high school does drugs or everyone at college does drugs, but overall, there is a culture and an entitlement and coming of age stuff all about drinking and using. And most of those people are not drinking and using like drug addicts. They're just having fun. But it's just going to hit every button in your child to watch everybody else doing that. And even if they don't want to use, how long can they take that day after day after day? If they're going to be in high school or college, and eventually they'll have to, they'll have to be in school and be in recovery, think about whether or not they want to be in that same school that they went to. Yes, I know you can get drugs anywhere, but it's different when the people that know you, that you've connected to, that you have a reputation with, says, hey man, let's go get high, or what's up, or you see them in the gas station or anything, especially at school, than a stranger, or you just being aware that these kids over there use drugs versus someone a friend or acquaintance coming up and directly asking you. That's a whole different ballgame. It is time to go back to school, and that time would be after the treatment provider has told you it's time to go back to school. Then think about whether or not they need to go to the same school. Sometimes they'll refuse to go to a different school. If that's the case, it could be kind of a warning sign that they're not ready to go back to school. Especially if you know that bad stuff went on at that school, at college, high school, whatever, might be a sign they're not ready to go back. I know they're behind. I know you freaked out oh my gosh, they have to graduate high school. No, they have to live, okay? Graduating high school isn't going to matter if your kid's a drug addict. Doesn't matter. Getting that first year of college doesn't matter if you think about the big picture. Do not put school ahead of recovery.